Outdoor community pools were allowed to open for the first time this week in Massachusetts as Part 2 of Phase 2 went into effect. Yet many still remain closed, and the state has yet to decide whether to open dozens run by the Department of Conservation and Recreation. As Cristina Quinn tells us, the pandemic has made it harder to keep swimmers safe and to pay for the cost of operations.
Isabel? Yes.
Online reservations, temperature checks, and masks are the only way you're going to get past these gates at the Waltham YMCA's pool.
You are going to be in table 10, which is our first table right here, and you're going to be in black lane 2.
And if you're going for a dip, you're going to have to stick to your own lane.
We have our pool that is sectioned off where every family or every lap swimmer has its own space to swim, so everyone is socially distant.
Donnie Bouts runs this Y and says with social distancing guidelines strongly enforced, far fewer people are allowed in, and only for 45-minute time slots.
So all of these chairs right here are usually lined up all around our pool area.
Touchdown! Over the defense!
It's their first full week, and Bouts says all the time slots were fully booked 3 days prior. The pool is for members only. Reason enough for Waltham resident Lisa Sargavakian to get a family membership.
It's been a challenge. My daughter she's an only child. My husband and I are both working from home. So she's been on her own, left to her own devices, literally and figuratively, for the last few months. It feels great because it gives her an outlet, at least for an hour every day.
And when that time is up, the lifeguards make it clear. For the next 15 minutes, the staff sanitizes the entire area. This happens every hour, and if your local pool is reopening, the experience could look a lot like this.
But recreation departments across the state have decided not to open their pools this season, not only for safety reasons, but for financial reasons.
In a typical summer, you'd see about 200 people cooling off in the Belmont Town Pool at any given time. They would have had to charge residents a lot more to spend less time at the pool, says Assistant Town Administrator John Marshall.
In order to make it work economically, we were looking at about $17 per person.
$17 per person for only 2 hours of pool time. Unlike the Y, which has membership dues and program fees, town pools rely on season and day passes. Factor in town budget cuts, and it just wasn't feasible to open this pool.
We're in the middle of a pandemic, so these are very different times. And the way we would have run it last year would have had to have been very different.
Hopefully this time next year, it will be a different decision. One that looks like this. Cristina Quinn, WGBH News.
If you're wondering when your local indoor pool might open, that will come in Phase 3, which could be as early as July 6th.